And I just made myself priority.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm good, you'll all be good. Hubby, you'll be good. Kids, you'll be good. But I have to be good. Bonding my hair with tracks, Premium 2.
Oh, Premium 2. A moment for Premium 2.
A moment for Premium 2.
Hey, beautiful. Welcome or welcome back to the Kiya Convos podcast. This is the space for all things self-care, wellness, and empowerment. I'm your host, Amoah, and I'm super excited for today's guest. We have the gorgeous Loretta. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for coming down today. I've been really looking forward to this conversation. This one's for all the mums, especially the mums with daughters.
Yeah.
Although a lot more mothers have sons and their hair is growing.
Exactly,
so yeah. Okay, I love to always kick off just asking guests to introduce themselves. So who is Loretta?
Okay, I'm Loretta Champong, founder of the A Journey, running business for about 5 years. It's everything hair care, particularly kids hair care.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So take me back. Have you always had a passion for hair care and styling?
No.
Okay.
So it actually started when I had my first daughter, Tara. So she's 11 now.
Oh, okay.
I just remembered her having beautiful hair when I gave birth to her. And it was just that kind of thing where everyone's stopping you like, oh, your daughter's hair so beautiful, so beautiful. Being just a little bit ignorant, I thought, well, God did it for me. I've got a cute girl with beautiful hair, and that's just how it's going to stay. That's how it's going to be. Fast forward, I think when she got to about 19 months, about 20 months, I began to realize that I'm losing control over this beautiful curls. And I started learning a bit more about natural hair care. So with that being said, my passion then grew. I had interest in knowing how to care for hair, particularly our type of hair. And then over time, my passion just to see young Black girls, particularly my daughter, with good hair, just grew more and more each day. And then I became overzealous, over passionate. I'll see little girls and in the market or, anywhere I found myself, and I just wanted to either touch a hair or find out from their mum what they're doing with their hair, whether good or bad. If I noticed something, I was willing to just stop a parent and say, oh, do you know about using this? Do you know about using this? And then that's where it just basically started.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So what was your relationship like with your own hair prior to giving birth?
Terrible.
Okay.
So, well, I say terrible only because obviously, with my parents being first generational migrants, my mum was a nurse. She worked 12 hours back to back. I had one aunt who only touched my hair. My mum didn't know how to do hair.
Oh, okay.
So,
sure.
I was
Sorry,
there.
give me 1 second.
So she always used to do my hair, and you don't have an option. You didn't have a say. I just about used to get asked, oh, what style do you want?
Okay.
So I didn't really care about my hair. And then also because I just saw my hair as not important.
Okay.
I never really had the opportunity to see my hair flourish growing up. And that's because the easiest thing to do was to go to my aunt, get my hair done, go to school. Sometimes 2 months on end, you have the same hair extensions. And all you was going to get was a random wash, shampoo to the scalp because you complain that it's itchy. But we don't realize that these things kind of grow with us.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that same kind of not caring. Get into secondary school, bonding my hair with tracks, Premium 2.
Oh, Premium 2. A moment for Premium 2.
A moment for Premium 2. And knowing that I've got bonding glue in my hair, but it's like, stick it on again. You just need to look cute, girl, and be out of the house.
Yeah.
So it was just never a care for my own hair. But then, like I said, these things grow with you, and you don't realize that it just it can easily have an impact even onto the next generation. But I think that's where I wanted it to stop with my 11-year-old. Yeah.
So what were the first steps you took when you first, became invested in her hair care? Where did you look for information, and what were the first initial steps that you took when it came to her hair?
Okay, sure. So YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
YouTube, I think now is like 14 years old or however.
I think longer actually.
Longer, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, well, I started looking on YouTube. I knew that it was very popular within the United States. Like you had Dominicans, different people from different backgrounds posting up videos about natural hair care. So I'll go on YouTube, type in, what is the characteristics of my child's hair? What does it look like? I'll try to make comparisons. And then when I do that, I'll then go on to try and look for products that are recommended. So for the very most of it, actually, to be very honest with you, I was winging it.
Yeah, okay.
It was YouTube
and trial and error.
And trial and error. So my 11-year-old daughter was the child that I basically used as a test dummy to kind of figure out what I needed to do, what the essential stuff was for hair care.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically it. YouTube mainly. There was no other source. I wasn't on Instagram then.
Okay, sure.
I came on a bit later, I believe. So yeah, social media wasn't a big part of my life then. So it was mainly YouTube.
Yeah. So what did you find? What was the most difficult thing you found when it came to dealing with her hair initially? And how did you overcome it and sort of build her routine?
Sure. So I think for me personally, it was dry hair.
Okay, sure.
It was dry hair. And I guess, like I said, typically all I knew from growing up was to just wash my hair, shampoo, condition it, and apply oil. And it was like, grease your scalp, grease your hair.
Yeah.
And you're good. You're good.
At least you had conditioner, because I remember, I can consciously remember the first time I was like, oh, conditioner. Oh, okay.
And you know what? It's only because my mum is that sort of person that she will buy a pair of everything.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So if she sees the shampoo, she'll be like, oh, what's this? And then she'll buy it.
Yeah.
Whether she knew what it was, if they sold it to her and said it was a set, it was a set. So it was like that with everything in my house. There was doubles and pairs of everything. So it was that kind of thing. I knew that I had to shampoo, condition my hair, and all I knew was to slap on grease on my hair. But like I said, because of YouTube, because of the education that was obviously free and very much available to us, I had the privilege, once again, of constantly staying up to be like, no, my daughter's hair is too dry. I need to find a child or an adult that their hair or the characteristics of their hair is similar to my daughter's or resembles my daughter's hair. And I need to follow their regimen and whatever they're doing to see if I could get the results.
Yeah.
And for me, mainly, like I said, the challenge was dry hair, brittle hair. Sometimes it felt stagnant. It was coarse. I felt like after 6 months, the hair's not moving. It's not growing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what direction the hair was basically taken. So for me, it was like, Loretta, we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She was the only girl, and then I had a son. So I didn't have another daughter for a while. So she was the one that really went through all the tests, all the trials, all the changing of products. But yeah, dry hair was mainly my concern.
And how long was it before you started to see results from what you were doing?
So when she got to about the age of 2, I would say 3.
Okay.
But mainly it started from when she was 2. That's when I saw like no growth. The characteristics of her hair was changing. So like I said, that coily, smooth, silky hair that I saw in the beginning, I said, oh, this is all fraudulent. You came and deceived me. I didn't see that anymore, and I was so desperate to get that hair back. So from 2, I started with all my research, via YouTube. I then noticed that, okay, so this is what they're telling me to do. I have to wash, I have to condition, shampoo, condition. I have to apply a moisturizer. And then after applying a moisturizer, I have to seal it with oil. And then it's like, oh, okay. So oil is a sealant. It's not a moisturizer.
Yes, yeah.
So it was that third year of her life that I noticed such a radical change in her hair texture, in, the moisture retention. It wasn't getting dry as quickly as it used to before. It was always moist. It looked healthy. It wasn't as dry. And it was like, I'm onto something, And I think because I saw my own results, I was like, oh, Loretta, why don't you, take this further? Why don't you investigate other products, textures of the products, look at what works for different types of hair. So I'll gather like my nieces and my nephews, and I will try different products on them, and then it will work. And then, their auntie will call me and be like, oh, Loretta, that product was so good, but it was not the same products, because I started doing like different research on different products, etc. So that was really the takeoff. For, I would say, the A journey.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So talk me through. So how did the idea for the A journey come about, and what steps did you take initially to get it started?
Okay, yeah, sure. So the idea for the A journey kind of started, I guess, from my daughter at that age of 3. That's when I'll say all around my passion, had developed in terms of like being more zealous about hair care. But when I had my second daughter out of the 3 girls, you can't keep count sometimes. I then realized that I didn't want to make the mistake that I made with my older daughter. I didn't want to chance it. I didn't want to, try different products. I didn't want to make the same mistakes. And because I'd learned so much, I'd become so passionate, and I'd seen results with other people. I then had just kind of, I would say, like, I felt like the Holy Spirit also told me, Loretta, take this thing far. Take it a bit further, because there's other people that can actually benefit from what you're doing with your girls. And it was the constant school runs and the stopping and your daughter's hair is so beautiful. What do you use? And all this and that. That made me feel like, Loretta, do you know what? Just trust God and start this journey. Do you know what I mean? Like, start this journey. You've done it with Atara. You've had Anaya Grace. Go ahead. Use her. She's brand new. I've just given birth to her. What are the chances? Go on this journey with people, with your family, with your friends, whoever's interested, and let's see what happens. Let's see the results. And as to the A journey, A being Atara, so I started with her, but then I had Anaya, then I had Amelia, so they all happened to be A. So it was a staple. And A journey just meant that we're going on this journey with you. And if you want to see the results that you want to see with your children's hair, then the journey starts with you. And that's why it's the A journey. Yeah.
So what did you do initially when you first decided to officially launch it?
What did I do? So I set a plan. So the plan, I guess, for me was obviously to be on social media. I already had my page, and I had a page. It was mainly to do with family, but it wasn't focused on hair. So obviously I would share stuff about Atara there, but it wasn't, you'll get all sorts of stuff on that page. So I did say that, okay, Loretta, this time round, you're going to start a new page. You're going to talk about everything that you're doing in terms of what products you're using, etc. You're going to be very transparent. I kind of wrote all of these things down because I guess being a mum, you can't think things through all the time. It's better you see the vision, write the plan. So I wrote it down. I had a schedule. I think one of the first apps I used was Planoly.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, right, let me schedule my post, write down what you're going to share each time. That was just the basic, I guess, the foundation of the start of the A journey. And then I wrote my commitments. So my commitments being every week, Loretta, you have to share what you did with the girl's hair, from shampoo to remoisturizing, whatever the process was that week, you're going to have to share it, whether you're tired, whether you're not. And I think because I wrote down my commitments, I stayed committed to it.
Sure.
And that was kind of what helped me in terms of like my plan with the A journey. What I wanted to see out of it, I guess, was mothers, women, men, fathers, feeling like I have a safe place to come and, you know, just learn about, you know, kids' hair, particularly their kids' hair, where, you know, this parent has been very transparent, you know, so I'll show the bad days, I'll show the good days. It wasn't kind of like letting you know that my kids have beautiful hair and that was it. Sometimes their hair was bad and I'll put it on the grid. And I've gone back so many times. I said, Loretta, you posted that. Are you not? But yeah, that's what it was.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So what would you say with the overall, I guess, everything you've learned so far, a lot of parents that we've spoken to, what would you say are common things that we get wrong when it comes to our children's hair?
Common thing, I would say, through my experience in the A journey, and then obviously now being a consultant, is the assumption that I've washed the hair. I've washed the hair, I've shampooed the hair. There's no reason why my child's hair should be dry. There's no reason why my child's hair should be flaky. The assumption that, you know, washing it once a month, it's okay to keep that hair clean, you know, and then once again, not investing into quality products for your child's hair, thinking that you can get things off the shelf and yeah, I mean, it's a popular brand, it's going viral, everyone's talking about it. It should work on my child's hair. So I think that misconception is one of my biggest struggles, because I have to tell my moms or, you know, my parents that no, this is wrong. We're not doing it the right way. But I think that's the main struggle. But like I said, I personally feel like there's a lot of, it's kind of what we were brought up to know. Yeah. You know, it's just something that's just been passed on. Our thinking, our mindset. It's I would say it's like a generational thing. So I don't blame. I understand it. I hear it. But we're here to learn, and we're here to grow. And the beautiful thing about the A journey is that we can be there on hours. I'm committed to explaining. I'm committed to teaching. And the end goal is to see results. Yeah. So, you know, even though I have some of these misconceptions about hair care, especially with children, I think I've become quite patient over the years. And to be like, no, okay, we'll get through it together. We'll learn. We'll make it right. So yeah.
So talk me through. So you have 3 daughters. Yes. First of all, round of applause to you. Because you have 5 kids overall. Yeah. Another round of applause to you. So talk me through what your weekly routine looks like with the 3 of them.
Right. So there's 7 days in a week. I guess I have other commitments. So what I do is that I have 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. So I scheduled them not all on the same day. So usually in a week, I will have one child, like let's say on a Monday, another child on a Wednesday, another child on a Friday. On some weeks where I'm less busier, then I'll commit myself to doing all 3 of their heads, you know, the heads of hair on that day. But I do keep a tight regimen with each and one of them, because even though they're from the same womb, they're not, they don't have the same hair.
I've got 2 daughters. Yeah. And their hair is completely different, both of them. Right. What I have to do, how it just looks once styled, they're both different. So
exactly.
yeah.
So I don't, you know, I don't treat their hair all the same. And I know how long it takes. Some have thicker hair, some have longer hair. You know, all around, they all have thick hair. You know, they all have thick hair, but the curl pattern is different. Even the, you know, the characteristics of the hair is very different.
Yeah.
So one has low porosity, one has high porosity. So sometimes even like, in terms of moisturizing their hair or conditioning their hair for wash day, it's a whole prep. You know, it's a whole prep. So I don't, like I said, because I don't treat their hair the same, they have tailored regimen, and I have to ensure that, you know, they all have the days where I'm fully committed to, you know, making sure that their hair is getting what it needs and not rushing through the process. So it does look like a diary. It looks like a work business. It does look, it's a very, it's a heavy plan, but it works for us.
So what are the steps when it comes to wash day? Like, what do you start with first? Is it like, do you do a pre-poo or do you just go straight in with the shampoo?
So like I said, because they have very thick hair, I try not to just rush them into the bath. I want them to also enjoy the hair wash, you know, the wash day process. So I do pre-poo, I do detangle, I do loosen their curls maybe the night before. So we'll have like an overnight pre-poo, and then we'll get on with, you know, the wash day on the days that they're supposed to have them. On some days, just depending on the condition of the hair, it's not always the whole full wash day process with shampoo, conditioner. Sometimes it's just a co-wash. Yeah, or an intensive deep conditioning, because I've noticed their hair's dry, or one child's happened to get sand in their hair.
As they do.
Right. So it's not always, you know, a full shampoo, etc. So yeah, I do plan it that, you know, I can give them the best quality wash day that their hair deserves.
And then how do you typically style their hair, I guess, on a weekly basis?
Very simple. I believe easy in, easy out. You know, if you complicate the hairstyles with your children, it's more complicated to attend to a full wash day. So for instance, if your child's got, you know, a very complicated hairstyle, and you know that your child suffers with eczema or even dry hair, you know that you need to get into that scalp or into that hair more often than usual. So you would I would tailor it, I mean, to the individual, you know, my parents, and I'll say to some of them that I know you want this hairstyle, I know you want to do all this stuff, but you know you don't have the capacity to take the hair out and to wash it. So let's just go with a simple twist. And sometimes they're like, no, I don't want to do a twist. It's going to look so messy by Friday. It's going to be bad when we have to go to the party. You have to do their hair again. But like I said, for me, particularly with the girls, I've got 3 heads of hair. So easy style in, easy style out.
What are your go-to styles? I guess especially with school. What are your go-tos?
So sectioning it, like I said, I try to section it in smaller sections, sometimes big sections when I'm in a rush. But my go-to hairstyle would be the cute pigtails, you know, in about 6 sections, twist down, Bantu knots, as I call them popularly on the age journey. I'm like, just put your child hair in knots. And everyone's like, what's knots? Knots are just like, you know, the bubble knots. They're easy. Go to, just put it in a knot. When you're ready to moisturize, it's just so easy to take out, to re-moisturize, and then back in the knots. I think for me as well, you know, kind of nurturing my kids to be comfortable in their skin about their hairstyles. They don't really ask for much. They will never say to me, oh, mommy, can I have my hair like this? For them, it's just like, this is what we do. This is easy. And they, after a wash day, they cannot wait to get out of that chair. So it's like, you know, the knots work well for us. The twists, the easy hairstyles, the bubbles, as I call it. So that's when you kind of have the hair in different bands, you know, to stretch it as well, you know, to add a bit of length.
Oh, I've seen you do that quite a bit, actually. I think I copied you, and I saw you do it first.
Yeah.
And I did it on my eldest. This is when she was a bit younger.
Yeah. It's just,
like, oh, that's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. It's easy. And I even feel like with time, if you're very particular about length in your child's hair, you know, hair journey, that's a good way and an easy way to kind of assess how well their hair is doing when it comes to length retention, you know, putting in those particular hairstyles.
Yeah.
And then in addition, if you want the length, like I said, you know, everyone likes long hair. You know, it's every little girl's dream. So it's nice to give your kids that, you know, to be able to identify that, oh, my hair's long, you know, my hair touches my shoulder, my hair can move, my hair's bouncy, my hair's fluffy, you know. So that's my go-to hairstyles.
Oh no, I just had a question and it's left me. Good grief. Oh my gosh, it's completely gone. Okay, no worries. So, oh no, that was it. Do you use heat on their hair?
Often? So no. So often no. And I guess I'm not against heat. I'm not against anything. I feel like, let me just, you know, disclaimer, because when you kind of come onto our page or follow our journey, it's like, do you do anything with their hair? I do. But like I said, I do what's convenient. And like I said, I'm committed to sharing their journey. So if I am going to be able to share their wash days, I can't do overcomplicated things, you know, because I have to share content. I have to, you know, so, you know, I refrain from trying to do things that just won't work for me. However, I do. Sorry, I've lost the point again.
Oh, do you use heat?
Yes, I do use heat. I do use heat on special occasions. So, as of last year, my girls were flower girls. I didn't have a choice because that bride was not going to have them in Bantu knots. She was not going to have them in Bantu. She wanted their hair sleeked up. So I had to use heat. I had to blow dry their hair. So on special occasions, if I have to, if I'm looking for a particular style, then I'll stretch their hair using a blow dryer, medium heat, going through the necessary process to make sure their hair doesn't dry out easily, etc. But yes, I'm not against heat if it's being used correctly.
Yeah.
So,
and then what are your thoughts, or what's your stance on protective styles using extensions?
I don't have an issue with it. I think one thing I've learned over the years is that, you know, we have to become more knowledgeable about the hair that we're using on our kids' hair, because this all
this stuff that's coming out,
it's so bad.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And a lot of the kids as well have allergies and eczema, you know, putting synthetic hair onto their scalp further irritates their scalp, you know, and causes all sorts of issues on the hair. I'm not against it, but, you know, for me, some of the mums, including myself, like pre-washing your hair extensions, drying them, you know, applying moisture to it, you know, even before you braid the hair. And then not just hair care, scalp care, because, you know, like I said, applying synthetic hair to your child's hair can cause a lot of irritation. So I'm not against it. My older daughter's now at that point in her life, her 11 years of life, where she just wants to be a big girl, and she doesn't want the knots. She rightfully would tell me, do not do that on my hair. I want my hair to look like this. But also she's I think she's learned, she now likes the convenient stuff.
Okay.
So can I have extensions in my hair so you don't have to touch my hair this week or the next? If the most you're going to probably do is re-moisturize my scalp, or, you know, my braids, you're going to hydrate it. But if this is what's going to be best for me, so much so that she's actually trying to convince me to get her micro locks.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she loves it. she thinks it's convenient.
Yeah.
She's like, Mummy, it will look so good. And because she's got, but I'm like, you have thick hair. So when those locks grow, be prepared.
But it's going to look so good.
It will look so good. I mean, I was on that journey of trying to get there, but I'm like, what if I want to slick my hair in a pony? You know, it's a commitment. Yeah. So like I said, I try to go on that journey with getting the micro locks myself. But yeah, it's just not sure. Am I ready to commit myself to this? You know? So yeah, but I think choose the best protective style for your child that works for them. Have an understanding of, you know, your commitments to re-moisturizing their hair, cleansing their scalp, washing their hair in the process, hydrating it, not abandoning it because it's in a protective style. Yeah. That's the main goal for me, you know, have it in the style that you want, but make sure you understand what needs to be done to keep that child's hair hydrated. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say is a good starter routine? So you've got a mum, she's not too sure what's going on with her daughter's hair. What would you say is just a good starter place when it comes to taking on that and taking better care of the
hair? Yeah. So I think like with everything else, you know, if you have a baby, before the baby comes, you know what buggy you want to use, you know what products you want to use, you kind of know what you want your child to wear, etc. I think, you know, coming onto the age journey, you should also factor in, or something that I share within, you know, the communities, that you need to factor in what you're going to start using on your child's hair, the kind of, you know, tailored regimen that you want to also commit yourself to. If you're not also sure, speak to a consultant, speak to someone, you know, get that basic knowledge. Don't wing it. You know, don't wing it. Don't take things off the shelf. Don't test and trial things on your child's hair. Don't overcomplicate things, because it has a longer damaging effect, you know, in terms of, you know, your child's hair. I've seen so much, unfortunately, even on the age journey. And sometimes it's like, oh, you know, they come to me and they're like, I wish I knew earlier. I wish I came to you earlier, but it's never too late. You know, whether it's the starting of your journey, whether it's halfway of your journey, wherever you are, you can always make it right. So I think the basic foundation is kind of pre-planning what you want to use on your child's hair. Invest into it, you know, invest into the right product. I've had mothers who haven't yet given birth, and we've gone through the basic foundation of learning the type of hair your child may have when they come out, you know, whether it's based on genetics, because some parents can identify, you know, in my family, we have dry hair, or we have thin hair. This is the characteristics of our hair, or dad has this type of hair. So it's just, you know, making an assumption, but also doing the basic, which is, you know, choosing the right products. So fragrance-free products, you know, using oils that are not too heavy. So don't you know, prepare, you know, don't assume that, you know, I use shea butter to cream, so when my child comes out, they're going to use shea, that's what I'm going to use to, you know, for their hair. Very popular in the Afro-Caribbean community to kind of go with what mom used to use or what's in the home. So it's always like, I use coconut oil to cream, so coconut oil is what I'm going to be using on her hair. I use shea butter, you know, typical in the African community. So that's what we're going to use. No, we're going to carefully assess what is needed for that type of hair when they're newborns. Normally their curls are not are very premature. They're not fully developed. You need light oils. You know, you need liquid oils. Don't assume that you need to start using butter straight away. It's too heavy for the baby's hair. It will just cause build up, you know. So like I said, making a positive investment to starting your child's hair will start with, if you don't have an idea, speak to someone, do your research, you know, most importantly, kind of have an idea of the products you're going to use. Don't just buy things based on assumption. And that's it really, plan just as you would. You know what Pampers you're going to use, you know what brand you're going to go for, so do the same. Ideally when it comes to their hair care package.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been so good. Very informative. I feel like, okay, I've taken some mental notes.
Yes. Yeah, it was lovely. And then I guess for the future of mums trying to look after their kids' hair, it's never too late.
Oh, yeah.
It is never too late, whatever the state of your child's hair is. And they're going to love you more when they get to the secondary schools and, the colleges.
That's my eldest. She's in school and everyone's like, oh, your hair's so nice. She just rocks her puff.
Beautiful.
And she's like, oh, this person said they like my edges today. I'm like, okay.
What is this thing about edges? My daughter's
she will be entering that. So
season.
She spends at least minimum 15 minutes every single morning before school. And she's just doing
this whole
her edges. And it's just the edges. Her puff will be done.
Yeah.
And then she spends her time perfecting each flick. I can't. It's too much.
I don't even know how my 7-year-old knows that. Mummy, we're Gen Z millennials. I was like, what are you talking about? So I guess it must be if I'm right, Gen Z millennial thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but I guess it's all to do with what you're doing, what we're doing for them. The overall, I guess, thing is to raise confident young Black girls.
Yeah.
That are not just confident in their hair, but confident in their skin. And like you said, she's gonna wake up and stay committed to those edges because if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
100%.
So yeah. That's good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Changing gears slightly, what does self-care mean to you, for you?
For me, as a mother of 5.
That's why I intentionally added for you.
As a mother of 5, self-care means everything. In terms of not what this world or generation expects of us, but what we would like to live out and kind of project also to the generation after us.
Sure.
I think, like I said, growing up with my mum, I kind of saw someone who was very committed to the cause in terms of being up there financially for us, making sure we had the best of everything, but I saw a very big neglect for herself.
Sure.
She didn't obviously have the care because mum was away, dad wasn't here, so she was here by herself. So it was very much like work, sleep, sleep, work, sleep. And, it was like, sis, what about you?
What about you?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say for me, I did also adopt that lifestyle. It didn't take too long, but I would say for the first 8 months of motherhood with my first child. And it's okay because I feel like I see a generation of women who just wants to pop and be up, ready to go, running, getting that bag. And it's all kind of like, I have to be this kind of woman. But I had it a bit easier, I guess, in terms of kind of just marinating the whole idea of becoming a mother, enjoying the process of motherhood. Everything was new to me. I just wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to be in that bubble where it's me and my baby. We're just always there looking at each other. And I kind of just was very relaxed as well about a lot of things. But I think self-care definitely kicked in for me more. Not so much. Okay, I did say 8 months, but not so much. I think the 8 months of that first moment of motherhood was more, sis, go and get your nails done, go and get your feet done. That's what it was for me. Self-care was very much how I looked.
Okay, sure.
In the beginning. And, it's like I just needed to look cute. I needed to make sure when my husband comes home, I was that woman. But I think it changed mainly for me when I had my third child.
Okay.
And my health spiraled out of control. Over the years, I mean, there's only about, so my first to my second, there's only about, I think a 16 or 15 months gap.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Between them. By the time I got to my third born, it was like a 22 months gap.
Okay.
So at a point, I had 3 kids under 3. You know, I had 2 under 2, 3 under 3. It was just, it kept on going.
Wow.
At a point, I had 4 under 5. Yeah, it just kept, because the gap was like 18 months, 20 months, you know, very short gaps.
Yeah.
But like I said, on the 3rd time round, when I had my 3rd child, I felt so fatigued. Fatigue was, you know, fatigue and restlessness was always like, oh, you're just tired, sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think this is sleep. This is rest. I don't think it's a lack of rest. One evening I started having heart palpitations really badly. I was so anxious. I didn't know what was happening to me. I would have to wake up my husband out of his sleep. Like, it was almost like I was having a panic attack. So I'd go to the hospital frequently. They'll be like, you just need to rest. You've got 3 kids. You're stressed. That was the common thing. You're stressed. I'm like, stressed about what? And they were like, you don't have to be mentally stressed, but sometimes there's physical stress of the body, and it just causes your blood to clog up and stuff. So I would actually feel like I'm running out of breath. I've just ran a marathon doing nothing. I'm sitting there and I couldn't breathe. It was so bad. Anyway, cut a long story short. With that, I went into private healthcare. I saw a doctor who looked after me and kind of took me through my day-to-day routine, what I should be doing, the kind of breathing exercises, the teas, the herbs, all the things that I should be doing. You know, my rest hours, I had a whole schedule, like when I would intentionally intentionally eat, I became more intentional about everything that I did. You know, school run, coming back home, sitting down, you know, planning, after an hour, putting the pen down, putting the laptop down, sleeping. My life was very much routine. But back to what we're saying, for me, that's where self-care, or the importance of self-care, made sense to me.
Sure.
It wasn't beauty on the outside. It was also looking after myself within. And it kind of just changed the whole narrative about self-care when you see cucumbers on people's eyes, wrapped in a towel, hair in a white towel, getting your nails done. It was more than that. It was mental self-care. It was physical self-care. So to me, that's the main thing, looking after yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, you know, for the best of those who, you know, are walking a walk or a journey with God. And I just made myself priority.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm good, you'll all be good. Hubby, you'll be good. Kids, you'll be good. But I have to be good.
Yeah.
And that's where I prioritize self-care more for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the years. So it's me and or nothing.
She said, or nothing.
Or nothing. Yeah. So
oh, amazing.
Wrapping it up. Yeah. That was it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, you've had a really busy day.
Yeah.
You've been out and about. The kids have been stressful, but you've dropped them somewhere.
Okay.
For the night.
Yeah.
You get home. What are you doing to relax?
Oh, I'm a tea girl, but I'm like a really like green tea, chamomile tea.
I'm a ginger tea.
Ginger tea. Yeah. I love a good ginger tea. I'm a tea girl. So first thing first is get that kettle on, you know, get some tea on. Like I said, I have my own walk with Christ. I would like to hear a good message, something encouraging. Kind of, that's my way of detoxing myself mentally.
Okay.
First, my kids know, my husband know, everybody knows, like, if you hear me playing a message or a good word, you'll hear me talking to myself. Oh, yeah. I love it. It's like, that's my favorite, you know, startup to, you know, looking after myself mentally first. Then we get to the physical. Everybody knows that Loretta's a cook. I like to be in the kitchen. So then it's like, what are we having today? So, you know, I'll kind of think about what to eat. And I'm that sort of person. I'm cooking for myself, but it's got to look like 5-star. menu.
It makes a difference when you plate it up nicely. It's
I'm
like
so particular. Everybody knows. Like, I don't care. My mum will come to my home, anyone, and it's like, girl, I have to plate it up like you're sat in the most fanciest restaurant in Knightsbridge. So that to me is self-care. That is, to me, is looking after myself, and giving myself the best. I'm that sort of person. Why wouldn't you give yourself the best? Why must you always pay to give yourself the best? Giving yourself the best is also free sometimes, babe. Do you understand?
100%.
And then after, like I said, I'll make myself a nice meal, even down to what I drink after that. You know, if it's a smoothie, if it's a mocktail, you know, I have to really go in with what I do. And once I'm done doing that, a good conversation, because I'm that sort of person, is that I like to just detox my mind. Once I've detoxed my mind, whatever, you know, issues maybe I had in the day, it could be I went to the post office, somebody angered me, you know, that's all behind me. So now, you know, talking to somebody else, and then I get a lot of, I just love, you know, hearing from other people sometimes. Sometimes talking to a sister, talking to a brother, and it's like, what did you do today? How was your day? I like to think I'm a bit of a conversationalist. I like to keep a conversation going. Having that, you know, that moment to catch up with a loved one, somebody, you know. And I guess that pretty much sums up Loretta's kind of like free moment. No kids. I don't get to have a good conversation when they're around. You know, it's like, Mom.
And they'll be ignoring you the whole time. And as soon as they see you laugh, you're like, oh no, she's happy. Let me just interrupt. Oh, excuse me, mummy.
My mum would say, who sent you? Return to sender. So yeah, I guess like you said, that's the moment to catch up with a girl on or a sister or brother on a good old conversation, you know, and that for me is self-accept. You know, it's not, okay, what is the next motive? Where are we going next? It's not looking through Calendly to set up my next consultation. No, we're not doing none of that, girl. We're just gonna relax, take it easy. And then if my husband's there, then we all know what we're doing.
She said, we grown.
That's also self-care, you know.
That's also relaxing.
That's also relaxing, girl. Do what you gotta do.
I love that for you. No, this has been so good. That's such a great way to wrap up the episode. I've loved speaking with you today.
Thank you.
Before you go, can you let the audience know your key takeaway or like your mantra for life?
Believing you, trusting you. I mean, aside, this has nothing to do with kids' hair care. So believing you, trusting you, that's been my biggest thing that I've learned over, you know, time, you know, even starting the A journey. It's believing in me, trusting in me, not being afraid of failure, specifically or especially as a mother, feeling like, you know, you have a lot of people maybe even ahead of you. You have a lot of competition. Don't fear what's beside you. Don't fear what's behind you. Don't even fear what's in front of you. Just keep believing in you. Keep trusting in you. And then trusting in God. I guess I can only say that because I do believe that I am a product of God's, you know, mercy and what he's also made me to believe about myself. Self-confidence starts with you and nobody else. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. What a beautiful way to end the episode.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, be sure to like and share with someone who would also benefit from Loretta's amazing haircare tips and more, motherhood as well.
Thank you.
Can you let them know where they can find you online?
Yeah, so the A Journey, as you've heard it, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms, apart from YouTube. Hopefully we'll get there soon, but we're not there yet. So the A Journey, as you heard it, that's where you'll find me.
Okay, perfect. We'll have that all linked below. Other than that, we do upload a new episode every single Sunday. So if you're not already subscribe to be notified about the next episode. And let us know in the comment section anything that resonated with you. We'd love to keep the conversation going there. But yeah, take care, stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.